What is IRS Form 5472? IRS Form 5472 is the informational return of a 25% foreign-owned U.S. corporation or foreign corporation engaged in a U.S. trade or business. The form is both difficult to file and consequential if not done correctly. The IRS has kept up its enforcement campaign, and additionally, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 made some rather significant changes to both the penalty and also who is required to file a Form 5472. In this video, I'll discuss what hasn't changed and what we consider the most important things that have changed. What is the purpose of Form 5472? We could ask the IRS, but they'll just say something that's true, kind of unintelligible, like use Form 5472 to provide information required under Section 6038A and 6038C when reportable transactions occur during the tax year of reporting corporation with a foreign or domestic related party. See, I don't know what that means. So it's really this. What is the purpose of Form 5472? If your U.S. corporation has foreign owners, 25% or more, do you not see how it's possible to engage in kind of shenanigans, right? To claim now your revenue of your U.S. corporation was really revenue of a related foreign company, thus reducing U.S. taxes. And conversely, do you see how someone could claim that expenses of a foreign corporation were actually the expenses of a U.S. corporation, which too could also work to lower U.S. taxes? So the underlying purpose of Form 5472 is to give the IRS insight into whether or not you might be playing shenanigans with a foreign corporation or person. A foreign corporation or person that the IRS cannot normally examine or audit. I am a green card holder. Do I have to file a Form 5472? Form 5472 is only required when you have foreign ownership. A green card or permanent resident status means that you are not considered to be a foreign person. A foreign person, according to the IRS's instructions, is someone who is not a citizen or resident of the United States, someone who is a citizen or resident of a U.S. possession but not a citizen of the United States, a foreign partnership, association, company or corporations that are not created or organized in the United States, a foreign estate or trust described in IRC Section 7701A31, a foreign government or agency or instrumentality thereof, to the extent that the foreign government is engaged in commercial activity as defined in IRC Section 892. Alert: a foreign person is not any foreign person who consents to the filing of a joint income tax return. What is a reportable transaction? In the most basic sense, a reportable transaction is a type of transaction that the IRS considers to be an indication that shenanigans may be afoot. A Form 5472 is where a foreign-owned U.S. company lists all its reportable transactions unless there is an exception. What are some exceptions to the Form 5472 filing requirement? If the U.S. corporation had no reportable transactions, if the person who controls a U.S. corporation already filed a Form 5472 showing all reportable transactions that should appear on Form 5472 have already appeared on Schedule M of Form 5471. A related corporation qualifies as a foreign sales corporation and filed a Form 1120 FSC. The foreign corporation does not have a permanent establishment under an applicable tax treaty, and a proper Form 8833 was filed. Its income is exempt from income taxation because under IRC Section 883, because it's exempted transportation and telecommunications satellite income that is taxed at 4% under IRC 887. Neither the corporation or related parties are considered to be U.S. persons under IRC Section 7701A3. Who has to file a Form 5472? The foreign shareholder? No, unlike a Form 5471, which is a shareholder requirement, Form 5472 is a requirement of the corporations. Penalties for not filing won't be assessed against the non-U.S. person, but rather against the U.S. corporation. What's harder to file, a Form 5471 or a Form 5472? Typically, preparing a Form 5471 is much more onerous. The IRS's paperwork reduction notice supports this claim. The IRS gives an estimate around 60 hours to complete a Form 5471. Meanwhile, the time estimate for a Form 5472 is about 24 hours. What are the penalties for not filing a Form 5472? The penalties for not filing or filing something deemed substantially incomplete were increased from $10,000 per year per form to $25,000 per year per form by the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, which amended IRC Section 6038A. When is Form 5472 filed? Form 5472 is filed with your company's Form 1120, 1120S, or other corporate tax return. If you file an extension for your company's 1120S to change the due date from March 15th to September 15th, your Form 5472 will now be due on September 15th. If your U.S. corporation is both foreign-owned and a disregarded entity, the process is a little bit more complicated. Pro forma 1120 must be filed along with a request for extension by March 15th with the words Foreign-owned U.S. DE to a special mailing address or a fax number. Follow the link in the description below to the full article on irsmedic.com for these addresses and phone numbers. Is there anything new I need to be aware of? Yes, one of the biggest changes that we see from tax reform is something called downward attribution. Downward attribution can surprise many foreign-owned businesses who have similar ownership of subsidiaries and related parties around the world. The topic is complicated, but the bottom line is you must be aware of possible other reporting requirements, like Form 5471. Will I go to jail for not filing a Form 5472? While there are criminal penalties under IRC Sections 7203, 7206, 7207, very few, if any, taxpayers have been prosecuted for failing to file a Form 5472. The larger risk taxpayers face is civil penalties. Form 5472 could just be the start. Myriad other foreign informational returns may apply, along with potential FBAR penalties for any foreign accounts owned by the corporation or shareholders. To lower or avoid civil penalties, we typically use delinquent informational return procedures or a streamlined disclosure program. What if I need more help? Visit the IRS's webpage on Form 5472, link provided below, or contact us to speak with one of our international tax attorneys about your concerns. There are so many changes happening in 2019. Regulations from tax reform are still being rolled out, and there are hopes that new laws will be passed to fix some of the less than helpful changes to international taxation that tax reform created. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any important updates. Like and share this video if you found it helpful. This is Anthony Parent of Parent & Parent LLP IRS Medic, and I thank you for watching.